Michael Jackson was groomed by Diana Ross. He was just a kid by Sloan. I don't know how I feel about this.
I knew that you were going to be a giant star. I really did. Well, thank you. Yeah. What I didn't know is that you were going to get so sexy.
Yo, Tracy, get your mama, bro.
Well, I always knew you would. What? Be sexy.
Y'all know damn well if the shoe was on the other foot and it was Michael, who was 14 years her senior and knew her since she was a 9-year-old little girl, y'all would have had a fit.
You know, Michael and I, we're in love, and there's nothing to do about it. There's nothing to say.
Diana Ross was the woman that took Michael Jackson's virginity. This is why he developed an obsession for her.
Well, I knew some of this. I knew some of this. Everybody knows the song Dirty Diana is about Diana Ross.
Michael Jackson labeled Diana Ross Dirty Diana for a reason, because he was only 10 years old when she became a mother-like figure in his life. As he grew up, their relationship became more and more inappropriate, with rumors that she took his virginity.
Why that nigga look like me, bro? Why does nigga look like me, bro? Okay,
even though she's 14 years older than he is. Their relationship had a peak when she allegedly accepted an engagement proposal from him, but quickly threw it away once the media and Michael's mother didn't approve. This is what really happened between Diana Ross and Michael Jackson, so let's get into it. On this channel, I cover a variety of news, some new, some old, and today I want to take you guys back to the idea of Diana Ross allegedly, potentially, grooming Michael Jackson.
See, you didn't put allegedly, supposedly in the title though, Sloan. That's the art of clickbait. That's the art of clickbait.
It's an allegation that's been going on for quite some time, and I wasn't familiar with this story until I did a deep dive, and it explains a lot. There are countless stories out there where there is a female as the predator, and I do think that this story involves a woman who did act upon grooming a child like Michael Jackson, someone who was so vulnerable in the industry, and I feel like his adulthood, his ending, it all really makes sense when you understand how much trauma he has been through. Diana Ross, 14 years older than Michael Jackson, was known as the love in his life. She was his mother, his lover, his friend.
Michael Jackson looked young his whole life, bro. I mean, damn.
She was the love that always escaped him.
Yes, it was plastic surgery. He got his nose done, which I don't know why. Because Glorilla did the same thing. Like, why? Why? The nose jobs, why?
He met her in 1969 when the Jackson 5 signed to Motown. The founder, Barry Gordon, was interested in the Jackson 5, and he also had an interesting relationship with Diana. Diana actually had an affair with Barry, and they ended up having a daughter together. So according to these reports,
Tracy,
Diana Ross was all over Motown. Now, when Michael Jackson was only like 10, 11 years old, he actually ended up moving in with Diana in 1969. He had lived with her for about a year until his family moved permanently from Gary, Indiana to Encino, California. He called Diana Mama and his girlfriend.
Mama and girlfriend? Hey.
Catherine, who's actually Michael's mother, wrote in her book that Diana would be called Mama by Michael Jackson. It was like his term for calling her mom without actually calling her mom. Michael's mom also wrote in her book that when Diana
Mama
Ross was named to play Dorothy, Michael had further incentive to land a role in that movie. He had been in love with her ever since he and his brothers had been her house guests. Mike would even joke to his sisters Latoya and Janet, quote, "You're not pretty until you start looking like Diana." This report writes that Michael Jackson idolized Diana Ross. He thought she was the perfect woman. He thought a woman had to look like Diana to be beautiful. She was his mentor at work and a mother figure.
That boy was hurt when he made Dirty Diana, bro. That boy was hurt when he made Dirty Diana, bro. Isn't it? When you get to this level of obsessing over a woman and then she breaks your heart, oh nigga.
Wanted to marry her. Allegedly, they were engaged twice, but both times she supposedly broke it off. Marrying a guy that's 14 and a half years younger than she was not a good look. In 1977, when Michael Jackson was 19 years old, he and Diana actually filmed in a movie together. It was titled The Wiz, and it was filmed in New York. And actually, at one point, Michael Jackson even weaseled his way into staying with Diana, and people were trying to locate him, like, where's Michael? But he was, of course, in Diana's place. During one
Trailer?
shoot, Diana was apparently overheard talking to
Whoa. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Michael definitely isn't gay. Yo, Tracy, bro.
girlfriends of hers and said to one of them, well, I'll tell you one thing, Michael definitely isn't gay. When this assistant asked Michael if anything had happened between them, Michael said, you'd have to ask her. And when he asked Diana, she told him that he needed to ask Michael.
You already know they fucking, bro. If that's what they doing to you, making you go back and forth, they fucking, bro.
Let's take a look at these two interacting with each other.
I knew that you were going to be a giant star. I really did. Well, thank you. Yeah. But I didn't know. What I didn't know is that you were going to get so sexy. You're embarrassing me. Well, I always knew you would. What? Be sexy. Do you guys think she's sexy?
That nigga cannot contain himself. Do you see how many times he moved with just the applause?
This tweet reads, Diana Ross started grooming Michael Jackson when he was 9 and she was 23. Like, how did nobody stop this? Another person writes, I've been talking about this for years and everybody thinks I'm overthinking it. Like, no, they had this little boy playing her man in skits. He was definitely groomed by her and his father. His father made him sleep with a woman at 14 years old. Nobody protected Michael from birth to death. This person writes that Dirty Diana was also made about Diana Ross. Who
Really?
From a very young age. It's hard to act like an adult and mature normally when you've been doing adult things like working and paying bills since childhood. He also died owning half of Sony Publishing. Let's talk about his song DD, Dirty Diana, because I actually love that song until I learned what it was about. So Diana was the love of
No, nigga, you should still love the song. It's just now you know what it's about.
His life, and after she promised to marry him, he thought his dream was finally coming true. She agreed to marry him in the mid-80s.
You love the song. You love the song. I mean, I don't get why people do that. Where it's like, I'm gonna take it to this nigga again. But for example, R. Kelly, bro, nigga, you know you love Ignition, bro. You know you love Same Girl. Stop acting like just because that nigga got arrested for being a fucking weirdo and a creep and peeing on some girl that you automatically hate the song Ignition now and you don't want to go to a cookout and hear Ignition playing. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, bro. You still like that song. Just don't fuck with the artist. It's that simple. Separate the art from the artist. Come on now.
His ring. You actually see it on her finger at the Motown 25th show and the AMA of '84. That was also one of the only moments we really saw Diana kiss Michael on the mouth publicly. Some speculate that Dirty Diana...
It's like when Madonna kissed Drake and he was like, ugh.
I'm not calling her Dirty Diana. I actually love Diana Ross too, so I'm disappointed about all of this. But Diana actually was just trying to play with the media and test the waters to see how they reacted to it. She wasn't a very committal person. And when Katherine Jackson heard about this, she threw a fit. She said that Diana was way too old for her son. She supposedly called the papers and told reporters. And
what did Joe say?
Reporters began following and harassing Diana. Now, this song has some pretty explicit lyrics, and he goes in on Diana.
She said she living with me, Dirty Diana.
And at the time, everyone knew who he was talking about. So when people like Quincy Jones heard the song, he flipped out and told Michael, do not go and release this because everyone's going to know it's about her. This post on Facebook said that Quincy did not convince Michael. He was taking none of it. He went ahead and released it as the 9th track on his 6th studio album, titled Bad. This was Michael's closure, and he got to heal later after that. Summer writes, didn't Diana Ross groom Michael Jackson? He moved in with her when he was like 14, and then she took his virginity, according to them, after he turned 18. Hence, Dirty Diana and many of his other songs.
Y'all know damn well if the shoe was on the other foot and it was Michael, who was 14 years her senior and knew her since she was a 9-year-old little girl, y'all would have had a fit. And nobody would have a hard time labeling him a groomer.
Like him. Michael and I, we're in love, and
yeah, that's a fact.
There's nothing to say. So,
Now, over the years, people speculated that because Diana Ross was the woman that took Michael Jackson's virginity, this is why he developed an obsession for her. Whether it was in his music or in his books or in his interviews, it was clear that Michael Jackson just couldn't get enough of Diana Ross. And
A
to be fair,
shrine? Nigga, you had a shrine to her? Oh, that's crazy.
she fawned over him in her interview.
Diana, this what you looked at 23, girl? My God, fashion back then was terrible, bro. Oh my God, fashion back then is terrible. This makes you look, I mean,
As well. But because
same to Michael, bro. Michael's a kid. He dressed like a fucking 50-year-old man, bro.
older woman, she wasn't as careless and forthcoming about their relationship as Michael had been. So while Mike is going Diana, Diana, Diana in all his interviews, because she's older, she knows how to keep some level of decorum and mystery with regards to their relationship. Like this interview, she talked about it, she addressed it, but there was still some level of ambiguity. I mean, this interview could have easily been chalked up to her being facetious when she said she was in love with a boy that she met when he was 9. A little boy who she took in and became a surrogate mother to.
This person writes on Reddit, I personally think their relationship is inappropriate. I'm a Diana Ross fan, but nah, something's weird there. She was in love with him since they first met. This person writes, I think she groomed him and also used him. She was known to sleep around to get what she wanted. I heard somewhere that she secured her role in The Wiz because she convinced Michael to say that he wouldn't do the movie unless she played Dorothy. Now, Diana was a big part of shaping Michael's early career. Like early on when they were doing press together, Michael informed her that he was 10 years old when she tried to present him as an 8-year-old. But she said, nope, not anymore, you're not. Michael quickly understood the way of presenting himself in the public, and he grasped it right away, saying, I got it, I'm 8, and we were discovered by the great Miss Diana Ross. That was another fake PR story they ran with, that Diana Ross had actually discovered them, but that ended up not being true. Anyways, it made for a good story.
That's crazy. That would be a crazy Mandela effect if you was alive in that time and was like, damn, Diana Ross founded these kids, and then it was really just QJ.
And he realized that, like, you know, if you present younger at a younger age, you're going to make it faster in Hollywood, or at least further. That's why actors are always lying about their age. Barry Gordy, the boss of the Motown label, encouraged Diana to get very close to all the boys, especially Michael. Barry said, I asked her if she minded, and she said she didn't. She wanted Michael around. It was good for her to have someone else besides herself to think about. Michael's fascination with Diana, some would see later as an obsession with
Goddess Diana. This is freaky, bro. I'm not gonna lie, this is freaky as shit.
Last for many years. She wasn't just this like mother figure who made him feel nurtured, but also an accomplished performer who he wanted to be like. So it seems like Diana Ross was responsible for raising Michael Jackson, in addition to having a relationship with him. I believe in 1984, whenever they went to the award show and she had that ring on, she did accept his engagement, and he was probably so happy and then devastated whenever she left him, because she realized very quickly it would not be a good look for them, it would not be good for her career, and she was always really focused on her career, and she knew dating down would give her a career setback. I don't know if that's
y'all think Michael Jackson's career would have been different if this didn't happen at all? Like he never met Diana Ross, or she was a completely different woman, some shit like that. You think his career would have been different? Because I mean, Dirty Diana is one of his bigger songs, yes, but it's not his biggest, nor is it his only hit. I mean, shit, bro. I mean, what would you say Michael Jackson's biggest hit is? Thriller? Billie Jean? I think Billie Jean is played a lot more than Thriller, but I think Thriller was definitely a bigger song. My personal favorite is Beat It. Beat It does not get played as often as I wish it did, but, you know, it's fine, whatever. And there's more. There's obviously so much more, but still.
True, but it's what she believes.
Smooth
What's
Criminal.
fascinating to me is how fast Diana moved on with her future husband. Because in 1986, she was married to Arnie Nass Jr. They met in 1985. Now, Arnie was a businessman who was from Norway.
Married a white man.
He made a ton of money in shipping, oil, and real estate. Despite his wealth, he was known for being low-key and reserved, which is interesting because Diana Ross is such a superstar, but, you know, I guess they were kind of balancing each other out. To me, it's fascinating how they got married just so quickly. Like, how did they just meet and get married, especially in the 80s? But I guess, you know, times don't really change that much. People get married very quickly, and their marriage lasted about 14 years. So that's a long time. But of course, Michael Jackson was in shock to see how quickly she moved moved on, and he was not happy about this.
Diana Ross got married to some Norwegian businessman in 1986, and Michael Jackson hated it. He was rumored to have been deeply jealous. As far as he was concerned, Diana was always going to be the lady in his life. That is until Mike got closer to Elizabeth Taylor in the mid to late 80s. Shit, he even bailed on a dinner date with Diana Ross just to be with Elizabeth Taylor. Diana hit him up, Elizabeth hit him up, and Mike tried to be funny and combine the two dates, but Diana wasn't having it. So
That's
here we are.
hilarious.
It's 1986 at the Video Music Awards, and Diana Ross and Sidney Poitier present Michael Jackson with an award. Now, I want you all to pay attention to how Michael Jackson looks at Diana Ross and Lionel Richie when Diana Ross goes to embrace Lionel Richie. Now, of course, the pettiness didn't end there, and
Michael, hey, Michael always been a fucking petty ass nigga though. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Y'all remember when this nigga used to fire niggas while he was performing on stage? Yeah,
I
crazy.
want you all to pay attention
Nigga
to
petty.
all the shady shit that was going down while these three people were on stage. Now, mind you, pay attention, because the only three people you should be checking for on the stage is Michael Jackson, Elizabeth Taylor, and Diana Ross.
All right? Is everybody coming up? Yeah. All right. We are the world.
Wait. Mike reached out for Elizabeth Taylor to stand next to him. He grabbed her hand and kissed her.
All right. We are the world. We are the children. Elizabeth?
Now, by the end of this performance, Diana Ross had gotten completely in between Michael Jackson and Elizabeth Taylor. Her messy and married catty ass just had to break this shit up because she just didn't like what she was seeing.
Now, that's all we could find when it comes to
Stan account shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that's some Stan account shit, bro. But hey, it could be facts. It could be facts.
Diana Ross potentially having an inappropriate relationship with Michael Jackson. I think Michael Jackson is a very interesting person. I actually did a video about his father like a couple months ago, but I haven't been able to release it because YouTube won't let me release it. It says it's like age restricted. I'm censoring it as much as I can, but I do have a video about his father and all the horrible things that he has done to him. So if you guys actually want that, I will go try to re-edit it again and see if I can get it out here. But I want to hear what you guys think about Diana Ross, because I actually heard about the Diana Ross song from The Weeknd covering it in his trilogy album, the first album he ever did, and I never knew what it was about. And then now knowing,
Hold the fucking phone, bro. Hold the fuck. The first time you ever heard the song Dirty Diana was through a cover? What? That's like a nigga who, oh my, yo, you know what, that would be crazy. That would be like a nigga today saying, yo, I finally heard somebody that I used to know because I really loved Anxiety by Doechii. You never heard that song before? They still play it on the radio today. It was a massive hit. You tell me the first time you heard it was Doechii's version?
that it's about him like talking about
No hate to Doechii. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's like a nigga.
her being promiscuous and leading him on. It all makes sense, but it's even creepier thinking about
Promiscuous girl, you're teasing me.
him being a young boy and those commenters suggesting that she may have like taken his virginity at a young age. It's just really sad. Like his parent dynamics with Catherine Jackson, his father, Diana over here, it just must have been so unstable. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about in my video.
Yuck. No, actually, that shit is nasty.
Next at sloanwellknown@gmail.com, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.
WVid, Sloan. WVid. I don't know, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Michael Jackson, you know, he spent a large portion of his life being used up by everybody he came across, bro. It's kind of ass. But hey, I don't know, man.